It's a position I've never been asked to start in before, but here I am.
Erin, can you do me a favor? Can you please put your foot up on the footstool? This is the new silhouette in denim. Do you notice how you wake up one day and everything has changed? And it's like you didn't know you were asleep, like Rip Van Winkle, but here you are, asleep for years. We go all the way down. Do you see how it's not like a boot cut? It's just a gentle ease from the knee down. Whose are those?
Levi's.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't tell when I just put my back.
Classic Levi. Yeah.
Hey, welcome into So Happy You're Here, everybody.
So happy you're here.
We're kicking things off. If you're watching on YouTube, Becky has me showing my standard Levi's, which are more of just a relaxed fit.
What cut is it though? Will you
No
turn around?
idea.
You know how sometimes it says on the tag?
Sure.
Wait on my spectacles. Okay.
So we are kicking this off with
Oh, it doesn't say. But you know what I mean? Like there'll be 501s or like the classic cut.
I don't know. I liked them. I bought them. They fit around my stomach.
I like it.
I'm wearing them. I'm dressed as a librarian.
I love sexy librarian. This is cute.
Got a button up. Should I open it up one?
Do you need my spectacles to finish the look?
No.
And a nice dewy decimal system.
I don't need spectacles to look smart, Bex. I'm already here.
That's right.
Well, we are so happy you're here.
Hi.
Welcome in to this week's podcast.
Yes.
I'm Erin and this is Becky. If we haven't met yet, we're so happy there's so many new people
we forget to
tuning in each week. I know.
Erin.
My name is Erin.
Denise Newberg.
My name is Erin. This is Becky Wright. We've been working together for over a decade as home shopping hosts.
It sounds like an AA meeting though.
Yeah. Which I probably should have put myself into after this holiday season. Whew. It was a tough one.
We're feeling more settled though into the year now.
We are. We're feeling more settled into the year. 2025 is coming at us fast and furious, ready or not. Here it comes.
Yes.
And last week, Becky and I decided, since we all met through fashion, because that's what we do. We host fashion shows on our home shopping network. We thought we should kick it off with a little fashion advice, and you went right in for it. You went for the gusto.
Well, here's what happens. And I think I saw an image on social media, and it was a look that is charming, delightful. It was a skinny jean and an ankle boot. And we saw this, really hot and heavy about 5 years ago.
Been there, done that.
And it was something about it being posted in a new year, and it felt really dated, really old fashioned. Tired.
Okay.
And not that it's not a great look, but it just struck me as, the times are a-changing. And it's just a very quiet thing where you're like, the big jeans, okay, for the kids, I get it. Like I'm aware of it. But when you start to see the checkout lady and you start to see, right, like everybody is wearing it. This is where I am in fashion. Erin's much more of a vanguard than I am, like first.
Well, you can't tell from how I'm dressed today as a librarian, but
you're all the things.
But
yeah,
it's red.
You're every
woman. You can't
woman.
make a mistake with red cashmere.
No,
okay,
you never can.
You put it on.
But there's days when you will push it. Like you'll really go.
No, I prefer to push it for sure. But we're in our podcast studio on a chair. I don't know that I can.
Did you want to sing Salt and Pepper?
What do you mean? Push it real good. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Remember? If I want to take a guy home with me tonight, it's none of your business. That was like an anthem in high school.
And
what
if
the
she
heck?
Want to be a freak
and sell it on the weekend, none of your business. They were the first.
Yeah.
They were the first sex positives.
They totally were.
They were the first no slut shaming.
You're right about that.
I know, they were ahead of their times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Ahead of their times.
Fantastic.
Well, okay, so Becky likes to stay kind of conservative.
I wait.
You like to wait to make a change.
I'll do it. Like I started doing it this summer. I have fuller cut jeans, fuller cut Levi's, but it took me a year or two, before I finally, before it felt like it wasn't just a passing fad. Like I don't want to be early. I don't want to make a mistake. And you are okay.
Oh, I'm thrilled to make a mistake.
But like, okay, when we're not
thrilled.
I have a thing for you next week.
What?
Okay. Just bookmark it. Next week, I'm going to bring a prop.
A surprise for me? A prop?
Yeah.
Dear heavens. After these last few episodes, I don't know. We might need an HR team in here, for heaven's sakes. It's risky business. Getting vulnerable with Becky Wright is She's given me a lot more than I thought she was going to.
Yeah, I'm bringing something in.
She's bringing the heat. Okay, great. She's coming with props next week. So what you're saying is it's time to really give your closet a look. And if it feels a little tired, it's time to change. Well, if you watch our Saturday morning fashion show, I truly believe fashion as a whole changes over, I would say, about 4 to 5 years in like a big, massive overhaul.
Yeah.
And COVID put us into just sweats,
right?
Obviously. So we're coming out of that. It's been 4 years since COVID, and I think we're understanding leisure, but we are looking at quiet luxury in such a different way. Yeah. We're looking at a little bit more of the 90s, relaxed, easy. There's a hint of a preppy to it. I don't like it when people say grandparent chic or grandma chic because I think it gives it kind of like a connotation that people wouldn't want to, but I understand it, you know?
But we have the same problem. Like, it's hard to explain things. Like if you say the word classic, you worry that it's like, I don't mean that sounds tired or old fashioned or, you know, like.
No, but a classic trend or a classic piece. I mean, I'm wearing a classic sweater right now and I love it, but it's updated because it's a different fabric and then it's a bright, bright red. So, you know, it takes it out.
But I think the jewelry makes it feel fresh. The cut of the denim makes it look fresh.
Well, and it was what I could slide myself into before we started this also. So here we are. Okay. So you want everyone to take a look and don't get tired.
Yeah. Just take a peek and see, make sure that things haven't passed you by.
Fashion is supposed to evolve. It is not supposed to always be the same. What's old will be new again, but it will always be reimagined with a new fabric, with a new cut, with a new silhouette. So I think it's smart. Like if you haven't done a little overhaul in 3-4 years, if you haven't got back into fashion since COVID took us out of fashion, it's probably time.
I think so.
It's probably time to reevaluate.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your fashion tip or what's going on in the fashion world for you?
My tip is I'm not demonstrating it today, but I cannot stress to you enough the importance of layers.
Yes.
I think layers are so important. What I wanted to wear today, I wanted to do, but it was dirty. I have a great just black turtleneck, but I have this black menswear inspired vest, longer. Cute. Like it's like a longer, like probably like 80s suit vest.
Cute.
But I wanted to wear that over a black turtleneck and it's in the wash. So I didn't put it on.
You said something on air the other day that was really good. We always talk about layering over. So I mean, I have a bodysuit on now. I could do a blazer over. I could do a denim jacket. I could do anything. But you said, don't forget about layering under.
Yeah.
And it was such a good little prompt of, you know, what did we have on the other day? I was trying to do, what was I trying to do? Oh, the sequin tank.
Yeah.
Here's what I needed. I needed just a simple, thin tissue turtleneck. All we had was like a
thicker one.
Yeah. It would have worked.
It would have totally worked. And right now, if I really wanted to style this sweater out, you know, I could do a cami underneath it. I could do different textures, sequins, different prints. I also love the idea though of layering over this as well.
Yes.
Like I think that could be really incredible, like with even a cropped jacket in a cropped sweater.
That winter coat?
What one? What one?
From work. Do you still have it?
I think I still have that.
That would be cute.
It would be cute.
Just a sneaker.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But so never underestimate the power of layers. And as you're looking at your closet right now, and I've been saying this for 10 years and I'll never stop, layers are so important and they come in all different shapes and sizes.
I'm going to challenge you. What would you get rid of right now? Like, would you get rid of skinny jeans or would you keep them for a rainy day? Box them up maybe?
I'd keep like one pair that you know your butt, your waist, and your legs look good in.
That's why they're hard to get rid of.
I know. Yeah, you can keep a pair or two. Something I would get rid of right now. Let me think.
You know, my easy list is pilly, in poor repair.
Oh,
stainy. Doesn't make you feel terrific.
Those, get rid of all of those.
Why are we taking up space with stuff that you...
Yeah. I got to say this. I know we all shopped for a lot of them for a long time together, but an A-line flowy tunic top can probably be put on the back burner right now for sure.
Because you have to wear it with a legging.
Well, there's other ways to do length right now. If you want to wear a legging, there's other ways to do length that isn't kind of that big triangle.
You know what I'd rather see you do? A legging and like an oversized white shirt and like a blazer. You know, you can still get the coverage you're looking for. And it just looks sharper.
Like a big oversized white button up. That'd be great with a legging.
Really fun.
You can also do longer pieces, but I think now they need to have like a cinched waist or a zipper to work with. Or they can be more column versus A-line. So I just think just simple little updates make a big change.
Yeah.
Simple updates make a big change. Layer yourself and make sure you don't have a dusty closet.
I don't want to be dusty.
No. So
I was trying not to be dusty the other day.
What do you mean?
So I'll do this story. I was going to tell you this story, but I was looking on LinkedIn. I haven't done this. We're trying to do social media. Erin's challenging me to do.
My LinkedIn still says I work for a different company.
It does.
Yeah, I need to get in there and update.
Now who's the old granny?
Of all the social media platforms, do you really think LinkedIn is my number one? Are you kidding me?
We're getting
people are up there talking about promotions, and I'm like, oh. Did anyone watch Dancing with the Stars last night? That's what I'm into.
I'm getting a Snapchat and a TikTok just out of spite. I'm
gonna get on Bumble, and I'm not even single, but I'm just gonna be there. I'm gonna get there.
I just love it.
I see.
It's gonna be an arms race.
I see your LinkedIn, and I raise you a Bumble.
I'll raise you a Grinder. Yeah. I don't even use it. I wouldn't. I couldn't.
Well, you could. They'd be so upset. You'd have to catfish people. Put on a fake mustache.
I'd have to take the cutlets out for sure.
People. Tell me your story.
Okay, so I go in, realize I haven't ever done one. So I open a LinkedIn. I'm, following the prompts. You start to see people that you know. So you say, connect. This is one of the easiest steps.
Yeah.
There's a quick step that says, hey, you're new here. Do you want our AI to create a post for you? I just kind of zinged past it. Didn't think much of it. Connect. You go down memory lane. And I wake up the next morning, and one of our old bosses said, congratulations, I'm so excited for your new announcement.
Oh, did you make an announcement?
AI did. Not I.
That you're officially on OnlyFans?
Yes.
You officially have a foot in the game? You've got a real foot in the game, Bex. Is that it?
Foot in the door industries.
Yeah.
No, it said after a year at our work, I'm excited to make this big announcement. That's what the AI
this is coming at a peculiar time as well, Becky. Watch yourself.
Correct.
Watch yourself.
What? Can you imagine waking up? It's 6 a.m. I'm up.
So did it say there was an announcement? It just said you had an announcement. It didn't announce anything.
It didn't say it, but it made it sound as if.
So did you go back and say, I'm so sorry, I have no announcement. I'm still.
Delete. Actually, I still need to write her back and say.
You probably should. How long has this been?
I took down the post, which took down her comment. And I'm hoping she got the clue or the hint.
Well, also, it might be nice to reach out.
Well, I have to. No, I do have to. But this is what I'm saying about AI. I'm like, what? This is supposed to...
Did anybody else see it?
I don't know. What's next?
You tell me.
There's surprises
everywhere. There's surprises left, right, and center with you. You can't trust AI to do your updates on LinkedIn. And now I don't know anything about LinkedIn, but I'm pretty sure I'm right by telling me that.
Doggone it. So Erin and I were talking about kind of this idea when you have a calling. She was sharing a couple episodes ago that you've always had really strong prompts.
Oh, yeah.
Of like what to do, where to go, next moves.
On our New Year's Day episode, which was really fun, I think it's episode number 8, if you want to go back and listen to it, we were giving all the resolutions that nobody asked for. And then we had asked on Facebook, what do you guys want to hear from? And we got a lot of feedback saying we loved that episode.
Yeah.
But how do you know when to go for it? And how do you know when to say, okay, that's not for me? Because we were saying, just do it. Just go for it.
Yeah.
But I think there is a fine line between I have to recognize what is for me.
Yeah.
And how do you know if like it's a little hiccup or if it's like just a little bump in the road? Or no, is it a hiccup bump in the road or is it like, I better
veer.
Yeah. What's it? Reroute my course.
Yeah.
Change course.
Yes.
How do you know that? Or what do you think about that?
Okay. So this is what I was thinking about in this way. When I was little, Brooke Shields, you guys remember Brooke Shields?
Obviously.
Everything.
The original eyebrow.
Literally the best, I think just the most beautiful child. And I remember thinking, ooh, I want to go to there. I don't know what was drawing me to her.
Yeah.
I just loved her. But I mean, I also loved Scott Baio and Sean Cassidy and, John Stamos. But I kind of had a prompt that was modeling was something I wanted to do.
Right.
But as I was growing up, I topped out at 5'6.5", and you have to be about 5'8", 5'9" to be a model.
Don't forget you were a model in Japan.
See, that's the thing. So, I mean, I was like, I did start moving that way. I would submit pictures. Like
You got hired all the time.
Well, that's the thing.
Girl,
so
she was plastered all over Minneapolis and beyond.
But what happened was when I was younger, I equated modeling with like only Vogue covers. Like that was modeling.
Sure.
So what I would get booked for was I would wear Zubas for a Menards ad.
Yeah, you did.
Or like, where people make real money it's like the worst jobs ever. It's catalog. It's not glamorous at all. And so I thought I haven't made it yet because I'm not a model.
But
I'm
actually you were always a model.
and making money.
Yes.
What I didn't realize is like the runway girls, and I'm not talking about like Linda Evangelista. I'm talking about local girls that were doing runway didn't make that much money.
No.
And I was making a ton of money, but I, in my mind, thought, no. It's not until you do a big editorial that you're actually true. And I had an agent come in from, was he California?
Japan?
No, California.
Okay.
And he said, you're probably not going to make it in our editorial area, but I think you would do great in our commercial.
Awesome.
All I heard was,
You're not going to make it.
yes,
Darn it.
I heard you're not a model. That's all I heard. But what he was telling me is you should get into commercials. This is where the money is.
Okay.
And he was exactly right. So it depends on where your head's at. Like if I had stayed focused, if I'd only heard the no, which I did, I kind of ignored the fact that he told me what to do.
So what you're saying, how do you know if it's a hiccup, block in the road, or you need to reroute?
Yeah.
You're saying look at it differently before you reroute.
Yeah. Hear it for what the thing that he did say.
Yeah.
I was so locked in. And what? And then
What?
when this is a job that I did once, I told Aaron this story. We got hired. This is in the 80s. So remember rollerblades
Obviously.
were really big?
Inline skates.
Inline skates.
Yes.
Developed here in Minneapolis.
Yes.
You're supposed to, we were in fitness wear. So like a biker short, probably like a
Was
sports
this a
bra.
job? Was this a modeling job?
It was a modeling
Okay.
job of sorts. There were probably 3 or 5 of us girls, and we were supposed to skate into a big ballroom full and bring presents to this older gentleman who was celebrating something.
Okay.
I didn't listen to the directions probably as closely as I should have.
Okay.
But we brought him things like he was a biker, so we rolled in a bike. We brought him trips. He was, it was a big celebration.
Wow.
Right. It's like exciting
Okay.
for him, older guy. And somewhere along the line, someone explained, I'm sure if I'd been listening, that this is his retirement party.
Okay.
These are gifts from his corporation after years of service.
That's
to
a
celebrate.
nice retirement party.
Every time I skated up,
Yeah.
I said, happy birthday, happy birthday. And I'd bring him a new present. And he would go, look
Didn't
at
you
me.
hear the other models saying
Like,
happy retirement?
I think
Congratulations.
We would take turns. So then I would skate away and then somebody else, I'm sure a blonde, buxom, blessed and busty lady would go up. And then I would be like, oh, it's not. That's right. This is not his birthday. That's right.
How old were you during this?
18.
Okay.
17. And sure enough, I'd have another gift in my hand. I'd
You say happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Like you couldn't, like when you're learning to ride a bike and you're looking at a tree and so you run into the tree.
I hit the tree every single time. And I probably went up there 3 or 4 times and said happy birthday every single time. And he looked at me like, are you touched? What? And I don't know why.
So from there, then were you like, I'm going to give up modeling?
Yes, like I am in the wrong line
No,
of work.
that's just
So
making a
humiliating.
mistake. You're getting hired. So you figured that out then, right?
Yes, but
You're getting hired. That was a mistake you made.
But when
I
you
mean, a
have
really ridiculous one.
over and over. And
I would be like, get this one out of here. Send her to a different job.
But
She doesn't know.
Haven't you had like setbacks where like there's one where you're like, I shouldn't be in a job that requires math, that shouldn't require.
Well, I mean,
being
that
on
setback that
time.
you have is funny. I mean, I think sometimes people get it stuck in their head that they really want to do something. And when do you realize, no, that's not for me?
Yeah.
I mean, like
Or a
genuinely.
relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. I think your stomach always knows and your brain doesn't want to hear it.
Ooh.
So I think if you really are honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And I also think, what if you took all the excuses away? So I always not always, but with my kids, I'll say, okay, like in a sporting event, let's not talk about what the ref did, what the coach did, what the other teammates did. Let's only talk about what you did.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes, as a former dancer and cheerleader, I would see girls who would try out over and over and over again.
This was their dream.
And it would break my heart because I knew that they had that in their dream. Like that's what they wanted to do.
And did you know they were never going to make it?
No, I didn't know they were never going to make it. But, there would be, I didn't make it because this girl tried out. Well, I didn't make it because I got sick that day. Well, I didn't make it because of this. And sometimes you have to take the excuses out and just look at yourself.
Yeah.
And then you have to say, are there things I can do different? And if I could do them different, if there's things I could do different, am I capable and willing
and just what you can control
to do it different? Okay. And if you go through all of that and it's still not working, you might have to say, okay, where is this whisper leading me? Like, where is this? So maybe you are being called to be on a team of sorts, but it might not be that team.
Good.
Is there a different team to try out for? Is there a different team to lead? What do you love about that?
Or are you supposed to teach a class? Are you supposed to be with little kids? I mean, could it be a different arena?
Right. Like if you're not cheering on that one team, are you supposed to be leading a cheer team of like younger kids or are you supposed to be helping a cheer? So like, I think you got to rework it in your head. You got to kind of look around.
I love this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, but then on the other hand, if something is nagging on you, it's nagging on you for a reason.
Like that you're in the wrong spot or that you should be moving towards something.
No, you should be moving towards something. So kind of to your point, like when you saw Brooke Shields and you're like, that is what I want for my life.
I want to go to that.
Yeah. Listen, when I put on my first red leotard with my underpants hanging out the bottom of it, and I took the stage at a small high school in rural Minnesota.
You knew.
I remember, so I thought, because I remember like, this is it. This is home, baby. Put my sleeping bag down. I'll sleep here. I'll eat here. I'll go to the bathroom here. Like, this is it. This is where I belong. But the stage comes in so many different ways.
Yeah.
I love a performance.
Yeah.
I love it's telling a story.
Right.
Like I love storytelling. So my first inkling of it was on a stage. So naturally I thought I'm going to be a ballerina. I'm going to be on Broadway.
Like literally on this stage.
I'm going to dance on stages. I'm going to sing on stages. Well, I'm tone deaf. And, I could dance well enough to get on a few teams.
Yeah.
But I am not going to, Juilliard.
And think about like the Rockettes. Like there's a level of dedication that is different.
Well, also I can't even try out for the Rockettes because you have to be at least 5'6".
See?
That's the first thing that happens. You get measured. So, but that's not to say then there's still that fire in you. There's still that burning. How do you know when I wanted to be on the stage, I love to perform. I love like telling a story. I thought because I learned that on a stage, it would have to stay on a stage. But then you get to a certain age where there is no more opportunity for you to be on a stage.
Right.
Is it really the stage or is it the performance that I love? Because we are on a microphone in front of a camera and yes, it is presentations to help people buy things, but you are still presenting. Like you're presenting.
You're tapping into your talents.
I'm still performing in a way.
Right.
It's a different type of performance. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to look at what you love, why you love it, and what are other ways you can do it if that first initial way. If you don't get your Brooke Shields moment, how are you still going to be in front of the camera? If you don't get to perform on a stage, how do you still get to perform in other ways?
Yeah. And why were we born so short? Yeah. That's really what I'm hearing. Is that I'm supposed to be 5'10" and Aaron's supposed to at least be 5'6".
And where are my vocal chops?
Honestly.
I mean, people can barely listen to me talk, much less let me sing. Darn it.
But you say that, but you are tone deaf.
No, Becky?
Can we talk about Nikki Glazer's beautiful voice? You didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear it.
I'm pulling it up.
You mean Nikki Glazer, who we were talking about last week as well?
Yes.
Okay, she had a great song.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Do you want to know? I'll ask my husband for this. This is where I knew things were wrong for me. And this is also why I knew this is not just a hiccup. I've got to abort ship. I've got to move. I think I've told this before, but I will tell it again.
Okay.
My kids were really into Frozen when it first came out. They were very young. And Let It Go by Elsa is like one of our favorite songs. And one afternoon it was on in our bedroom and I was like doing the laundry and James was in there really little. And so we were both sort of singing it and I was just giving it my all.
Let
it go.
Yes.
Let it go. Like that. I got done. And in fact, the spirit moved me so much of Let It Go. At the end, not only did I say the cold didn't bother me anyway, but I ended it with a yes. Because I thought I nailed it. And James and I were like happily looking at each other. He was just a baby folding laundry. And John comes around the corner.
Had he heard the whole thing?
Yeah, with the phone. And he goes, I need you to hear what the rest of us hear. I don't think you know what you're doing. I don't think you know what you're doing to our ears. He played it back, Becky, and I wept. I was so mad at how bad my voice was. I was crying. Like, that is not what I sound like in my head. And he's like, that's what we're hearing.
Here's proof.
You need to know it's bad. And he's like, the yes at the end? No, what was that for? He goes, I need to know. You thought you knocked it out of the park?
To really sell it.
Because that is a problem. Or did you think you knew all the words? Because you didn't. What was the yes for? He made me, and I'm like, I thought I nailed it. The cold didn't bother me anyway. Yes.
Do you still have the video?
He has it. And one day I'll let him play it for you guys.
America.
And again, I think I was holding out hope. This was maybe 5 years ago. So I was holding out hope all the way until my early 40s that I might have a shot with my vocal chops somewhere. Broadway, please. But, when reality showed me what I was dealing with, I had to, change course. And I recognize my singing voice will never be part of my dreams.
I don't want you
and
to
I've dreamt of singing my whole life.
I think you should keep on singing.
No, Becky, now you got to find a
Keep
fellow.
on singing.
Find yourself a friend who says, yeah, it's time to shut it down. Because if you tell me to keep on singing, I'm doing something silly.
Listen to your girl.
Okay.
This is
Nikki
her.
Glaser?
Yes.
There were so many great movies this year, from Wicked to Conclave. Wait, that just gave me an idea.
Was this the open?
Yeah, this is the little...
You're gonna love this. You will be popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you some Catholic prayers. Oh, sorry, what? Wait, this sucks? Wait, this whole thing sucks? I'm embarrassing myself in front of Elton John? Okay, let's skip to the next song, the TV one about the penguin, the Insane in the Penguin. That sucks too? And no one says penguin that way? Well, how do you say it? Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, well, agree to disagree. Okay, so move it along. All right, you're lost. Well, let's keep things moving.
She had a pretty voice, for sure. She could get into singing.
I was so impressed. I mean, like joke singing. And that's what we do on air, is like we'll kind of joke sing.
Do we?
Are you not joking? If you told me to sing for real, like, you know what I mean? Like not growl. If I had to sing for real.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it.
Can you?
I
bet you have a really good voice, Becky, because you have great tone. You have great range.
I just screw around.
I sound like an animal getting abused. Yes, I do. I see animals getting hurt.
We're going to go get that video, you guys.
So one day let's set a goal, but I'll let John play it for you guys one day. It was so upsetting. And so that's when you have to take a hard look at yourself and say that dream, it has to go away.
But you also have to be good at assessing what you're good at. I mean, I think we are so hard on ourselves. It's easy to, yes, I'm not tall enough. I'm not blah, 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 all this stuff. But I'm good at, like you don't have to do a resume every day, but it's hard to sell yourself. It's hard to account for what you're good at.
Well, and the younger generation was taught to sell themselves.
Yes, they were.
So I think our generation, if you promoted yourself too much, you were conceited, you were arrogant. Now self-promotion is applauded.
Totally.
So now we're up against people 20, 25 years younger than us who are like, look at me, pick me, watch this. I know, and you're already making a face about it.
Do you know what they don't have?
What?
Humility.
Well, and we need a little humility as well.
See, it's the balance.
It is the balance. But sometimes I think people don't go all the way for their dreams because they're too afraid of actually going for them. What if I fail? What if it works out? What if they don't want to do the what if, so they just like to dream about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that? Like people love the dream, but they don't love the chase of it.
The work.
Yeah. So, and then, we are big dreamers. So I think I have to also remember sometimes people are just dreaming about getting a different job.
Yeah.
Or dreaming about, moving out of moving from one city to the next.
But even saying that out loud, like I wrote mine down, kind of big ones this year. And really what it was, I don't even know that they're goals. It's more just like a vision for my life.
Okay.
So
to have more of me in it.
More Aaron.
Obviously.
Let me see. I mean, I wrote some big ones this year. And again,
Are you going to share them?
I don't know. I'm going to check and see if
I don't share any of my goals.
Why? In case they don't come true?
Nope. I don't want anyone telling me I can't do it.
Okay.
I don't like a naysayer.
Yeah.
For me anyway. I mean, you do have to tell me, Aaron, shut up, quit singing, because that's horrifying.
Oh, do you know what I called it? Sister-in-law, I'm going to swear. You know when people say they have fuck it money?
Yeah.
Fuck you money.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I wrote fuck you money, financial freedom.
Neat Feet's going to help you. You got it, baby.
Yeah. I mean, that one I'll share. I mean, there's all kinds of specific stuff throughout here, like really specific stuff I want to do. But yeah, like that's one that's just like to a point, and that's different for everybody, what that looks like.
Totally.
You know, it means you're working or you're not working. It means you work, instead of 9 jobs.
It means paying off your house.
I have 1,000 jobs.
Yeah, you do have 900 jobs.
Yeah.
Maybe it means paying off your house. Maybe it just means putting extra money in the bank.
Oh, this one. I said...
spend more time with Aaron.
More time with Aaron.
Okay.
I want to think about what our next chapter looks like and embrace it with excitement, not fear.
With me or Father Phil? You should probably get more specific there.
If I make this face at you guys, it means
See,
we're going to have a code board.
Bully her into being my buddy. Just bully her in. You got to bully her in.
Excitement, not fear.
You got to look at what you really want, and you got to be honest with yourself.
Yes.
And you got to go for it. Now, I will tell you, when I got right out of college, I worked at Target Corporation.
Yeah. Was that your first big girl job?
Well, I interned with Coca-Cola when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was exposed to like a big corporate machine.
That's big time.
When I was in college. But my first like real paying job, boy, did I think I was rich. Woo. I went to Target Corporation right out of college. Did you have your own
apartment and everything?
Yeah, and I shared it with my best friend, Anna, and we shared an apartment for 8 years, so long that Minnesota thought we were common law spouses.
Well, wait, will you tell the listener?
What?
She didn't leave
when
you got married.
So my best friend Anna and I went to college together. So we were in the dorms together.
Yes.
Then our sophomore, junior, and senior year, we were in the same house together. But, we're cramming as many people in a house as we possibly can to save money.
Yeah.
So because we were besties, we shared a room. So we shared a dorm. Then we shared a bedroom, sophomore, junior, senior year of high school, or college, sorry. Then we shared an apartment our 3 years out of college. And then when I got engaged to be married and my husband and I bought a house, we're like, so you just want to, you can live there too. So she lived with us our first year of marriage.
I love this so much.
I mean, listen, we were common law spouses at this point. It was like I was having a divorce.
Were you getting legal documents for
so again, this is in the early 2000s. So the government and, societies were at a different place.
Yeah.
But we were in our final apartment together, just the two of us, going into our 7th year of living together. Our 8th year of living together is when my husband and I got married. And then we lived like
Three's Company.
Yes, we were like Three's Company. So in our last year living together, before my husband and I, we moved in like Three's Company, we got a snail mail letter in the mail.
Yes.
And it was from an organization, I believe they're called PFLAG. It was like parents and families of lesbians and gays.
Yes.
PFLAG.
Yeah.
We got a letter from them and they were saying, we just want to make sure you feel comfortable with the lifestyle you live, and we are here for you, and we would encourage you to join our community. It was very, very nice.
Really lovely.
But I never responded because I'm like, well, thank you so much for being kind, but we're here to support you as well, but we are not lovers.
Yeah.
And we are not married.
Right.
And then we looked into it, and after a certain, and this again was the early 2000s, after a certain amount of time of sharing,
it's 7 years.
Yes, we were officially common law spouses. So technically, when I left her, my non-lover,
for your husband,
for my actual husband, at the early age of, I think, we were moving in together at 25. She could have sued me. Like we could have had like a document that had to like split up our assets.
Oh my gosh.
I know everything, like half and half. And at the time we shared all of our clothes and all of our shoes. So it actually was a really disturbing breakup because I'm like, well, who gets this pair of shoes that we bought together?
How did you finally decide it was time to move on?
I can't remember. I think she got sick of us. So she's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, what am I doing? I think she was like, they are so annoying.
Give me those clogs.
Newlyweds. Yeah. So I think she was ready to have her own space.
Yeah.
But then she got her own first apartment by herself. And I was like, what? How are you going to live alone?
Yeah.
Because we had done from 18 to 25.
Did you just call her every night and wish her sleep well?
She moved out of my house the day before I was running my second marathon.
Yeah.
And I went over and just sat in her apartment with her and we cried.
It's
even
like
though I had a husband
bridesmaids.
at home. Yep. I had a husband at home. I cried. And then I remember the next day the marathon was really hard to run because I stayed up too late with her eating our favorite lime tortilla chips and talking.
Oh, those are good. Mm-hmm. Did you hear her second marathon?
Yeah, I've run 4.
So the Jess one was the 4th?
Yeah, my 4th one was with Jess Manuel, if you remember her from our network. We shamed ourselves into running one by saying it out loud on TV.
Yeah.
So that we would both run one.
It's my very favorite thing. And
we
you
did
really went into it like...
Yeah, I didn't train much. And that was a mistake. That was a big mistake.
How much time went from first marathon to 4th?
My first marathon was probably in 2004, 2005, 2004. And my last marathon was 2017.
Gee.
But I mean, listen, a lot of people out there are really good runners. I trained a little tiny bit. I have a lot of delusion, as you remember, and it was easier to run. Jess and I ran with 4 of us ran together.
Yeah.
We all kind of separated along the way. But anyway, I might run another one day. Who knows?
Well, do you have that picture of the two of you?
Yeah.
Can we post
I
that?
love that.
You guys, it's one of the most it almost is like a time life. You know how they capture really important moments in such a beautiful way with photography?
Yes.
That is one.
Well, I mean, Jess was running it on behalf of her friend who is so sadly no longer with us anymore.
Yeah.
And I was running it just because I'm crazy. And we crossed the finish line together and you could see kind of all of her emotions were kind of coming out.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed her and hugged her. And at the time, our news station here in Minneapolis captured that picture and they used it as the cover for all of their coverage of the marathon.
It was really cool.
But that marathon too is, how do you know, should I be running a marathon? Or should I be just going to the gym every once in a while?
But those are good prompts. I mean, I think you had, right, because it's in your skill set to run. Oh, wait, we were supposed to go back to Target Corp.
Yeah. Whack-a-mole. Well, no.
Welcome to our brain.
In any goal, like running a marathon, you know, how should I do it? Should I not do it?
Yeah.
I think sometimes you know and you don't want to be honest about it. Do you have the time to train? If you don't do it. You're just going to feel like a failure, you know? Are you going to commit to actually going all the way? If not, don't do it.
Or do a 5.
Yeah. Or are you making excuses why you can't,
Ooh.
you know? But yeah, back to Target. When I got hired there many, many, many years ago, and I remember I wanted to so badly. I wanted this corporate career. It was at a time when, you know, you were getting dressed every morning and commuting into the workplace.
What was cooler? Like a boss girl?
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah.
And don't worry, me and my best friend Anna had the same job. So we would commute in every day together. We would commute in every day together. And I loved my time there. I learned from so many great people.
Yeah.
I had a nice career trajectory from where I started to where I ended. I ended up leaving after I had my oldest son to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I'm so thankful for my time there. I absolutely loved it there. And I learned a lot and I had quite a few nice promotions throughout it. But I always knew deep down in my stomach that a cubicle from 9 to 5 didn't suit me.
See, that
I always felt like I was ready to pull my skin off. I had amazing leadership, learned so much. For what it was, made nice money, right?
But you just had ants in your pants.
Grateful for the job.
Yeah.
But I remember, I will never forget this. I was in my cubicle. At the time, they had just built these 2 brand new buildings downtown Minneapolis. Very nice office space.
It's a big campus.
And yeah, and we would call it Target Plaza South, TPS High, because it was like a elevated high school.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at my cubicle one day. And I remember, I think it was Goldie Hawn, because I was in marketing and they would bring celebrities kind of up because they had a lot of celebrity partnerships.
Yeah.
They would bring celebrities up the back elevator so they didn't go through like the main lobby. And that elevator would kind of exit where my cube was.
Yeah.
And I remember she walked in one day and I heard her voice and I kind of peeked around and I saw her and she was just as...
So fabulous.
Yes, just as cute and energetic as you would imagine her to be. And she was surrounded by a bunch of Target execs. And she goes, "Oh, cute. What do you call these desks?" Something along that line of like, what are these desks? And there's like, these are the cubicles. And she's like, cute, cubicles. And I remember thinking, I don't want to be in a cubicle.
Yeah.
Even though I was so grateful for my job and to the idea of when do you know to move on? When is that a hiccup? When is that a career change?
Yeah.
I sort of knew as much as grateful as I was for the position, as much as I was learning, as much as I admired the people around me, I don't want to be in a cubicle.
I want to not know what these are.
Totally. I also don't want to know what a cubicle is.
Yeah.
But you have to listen to those and you have to say, okay, now I'm going to act on that.
That's interesting because I had a therapist years ago and this keyed into this idea. And we were talking
The one you
about,
napped with?
Oh, Cassie. God, I'm so sorry.
We love you, Kath.
Love you, Kath. We were talking about jealousy and growing up as went to Catholic school my whole life. And I was saying it's like the worst thing you can be is jealous. And she goes, I want to challenge you on that. And she said, only you will have that feeling about things that you're jealous about. So you and I could be looking at the same thing and you're like, it doesn't register. And I'm like, oh, that means something to me. That's something I want. And she's like, I want you to embrace, if you have feelings like that, you have prompts, it's a house you want, a car you want, whatever. It's not even just stuff, a life you want. Tap into that because that is what you want.
Because jealousy is typically showing you what you should be going for.
Right.
Yes.
So I had never heard it that way. I'd only heard it as like, you know what I mean? Just like the most base. It's like the worst thing you can do in a relationship and all of that. But I liked her looking at it that way.
Yes.
And it helped me instead of denying things that I was like, oh, I shouldn't feel that feeling. Why? It's a little prompt. It's a little nudge into a direction maybe you should be going.
Yeah. So when you feel that little bit of jealousy, you're like, I got to go for this now.
Yes.
Right. Of course. Now listen, don't do it if you're going to lose your house.
Well,
you know all that. We can't make all those disclaimers
and
for
if
you.
it's
You know
coming
better.
from a bad place. But if it's like, oh no, this is a life I could have.
Yeah.
I remember having a boyfriend once too. And we ran into another friend, like a different group of girlfriends. And I was kind of embarrassed. I know this sounds terrible. It's probably too revelatory. But I remember thinking, oh yeah, I don't think I should be with you because I shouldn't be embarrassed of being with this person. You know what I mean? I should be proud of them. I should be
when you met up with the girls. Oh, I thought you were going to say you got jealous because he was like flirting with the girls. Oh, when you met up with them.
I was like, this is not my person. This is not a feeling I should be
having. And that doesn't mean he's bad. It just means that's not what you wanted to represent you.
Exactly.
Well, I also think when you have a little because jealousy can help route you in such good ways. However, and we experience this and we will never probably get into it in the near future, but maybe later on in life.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Where you can go for it and you should go for it. But if you have to step on somebody else, don't do it.
Right.
If you got to step on somebody else, here's the deal. It may seem like you're going to get there faster, but it will eventually bite you in the butt.
Absolutely.
You can be as assertive, as aggressive. You can be as, what's the right word? Productive. Mm-hmm. You can be you can go after and be as hungry for those goals as you like, but you can do all of that without stepping on other people.
Amen.
And our industry is really cutthroat. It just is. We knew that when we got into it, but it has been wild to watch most people that I admire who can get ahead by simply putting their head down and going for their goals.
Mm-hmm. And doing a great job.
Every once in a while you watch other people come through and they're like, I'm going to step on you, then step on you, step on you. But guess what?
But in the sweetest way.
I've never seen it come back. I've never seen it not come back to get them.
There's always karma.
It comes back in some way.
Yeah.
Either you step on the wrong person and they come for you.
Yeah.
Or you get to where you're going and you realize you have nobody left to step on.
Yeah.
And can you hold your own at the top on your own merit,
Well, and it goes the other way. If it's like you'll hear about this famous people will be rude to the server or they'll, maybe it's like a catering situation. And in Hollywood, guess what? That cater waiter is also an actor. He just happens to be paying the bills, cater waitering.
Totally.
And the next thing you know, you're in a show with him. So it's like really, it is so, it's like a biome, it's like just an interconnected world.
And sometimes we're going to something's going to happen. There's always competition. You are going to be up for the same promotion, maybe with a friend, but you don't have to put that friend down for you to get the promotion.
That's right.
You can both. And one of my mentors at work would always say to me, all ships float together.
Yeah.
And so if you can get the tide to rise, all of us will rise.
That's right.
And I know it sounds a little sappy, but it's so true.
That was, I think, No, I mean, I totally agree with it. And I think what's hard too is you really do see character in we've talked about this before, like in good times, the people that will celebrate you, but in bad times when everybody is sort of nervous and not their strongest self.
Yes.
It's revelatory too.
Well, it is. I mean, yes, it can bring out the best and worst in people. And so you got to watch for that. You also have to be gracious with yourself and others too when that happens.
Yeah.
But going back to what's a hiccup versus how do you go for it? I think you have to look deep inside your tummy, not just your brain, your tummy. It tells you, take out all of the excuses and say, if there's no other varying factor, would I still feel the same way?
Yeah.
And then listen to the universe, God, it will show you the right direction.
And also, I mean, the thing I'm trying to do is not work out of fear. You know, that was what I
Oh
wrote.
my gosh, you're right.
You know, making decisions out of panic or fear or nervousness, it just is never going to be the right move.
No, all my mistakes have come out of panic.
Literally.
And fear.
If you go back and look at like, it's like that, you know, like in the horror movie when they're like making the exact wrong decision.
Yes.
Like, let's go back in the house. It's safer. The one where the monsters
Totally.
get out of there.
Totally. Yeah. All of the ones I've done where like, I need money or I need to control this or I need that, they've all turned out terrible.
Yep.
But when I'm just like, I'm going to work as hard as I can and like set my mind on it, it will come to me in the right form.
In the right time.
So I didn't get my Broadway debut and I probably never will, but I might get Dancing with the Stars.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So I'm still holding out for that.
See, that is the right amount of balance too. I don't think that is irrational. I think that is absolutely why not?
Okay. I mean, there's big celebs on it. Maybe if they do dancing with
celebs, Aaron.
Well, I mean, the Olympians.
The real athletes, I'll give you that. But come on.
Tori Spelling. Are you kidding me?
Anna Delvey, come on.
No, well, not her. Don't bring that up.
Well,
it soils my favorite show. I don't like that they hired her.
Erin was trying to show me something on her phone, and the first, you know how you see people's search history? You know, it could be really naughty. Hers was all DWTS.
If anyone knows, the producers. I'll just be I could be in the background. I could just be part of the troupe.
I want you to have a real audition, a real experience.
See, and this is where else I have to dig deep. Is it because I really want to compete or do I just want to wear the costumes?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's another dream. Maybe the universe will reroute me and be like, okay, girl.
Well, and I think we've got the right host now too, because it went through.
Oh yeah, they are set up for success.
It's
Everything's great. So as you look, thank you so much for all of you who wanted us to expand on our New Year's resolutions. If you didn't listen to that episode, it's episode 8 from January 1st. I hope that helped steer you in the right direction. There is no black and white answer, but I think when you really trust yourself. Also, you know what else helps? Talking about it out loud. If you just, even if you're talking to yourself or like talking to a friend on the phone, when you talk out loud, I think it helps you sort through.
And writing too.
Sort through what you're thinking.
Do you know that? Like even kids taking notes.
Really?
You know, everyone just records now with their computer, but there's some power in actually writing things down.
No way.
Saying it, writing it. Yeah.
Well, see, I still use an old school day planner with my pencil.
Right. That's right.
A mechanical pencil.
You love a mechanical pencil. You love a narrow Sharpie.
And a day planner.
Oh, doesn't that sound good for a new year?
So as you decide whether you're just having a hiccup in the road, a little bump in the road, or
course correction,
you need to course correct. Just remember that I'll never be on Broadway.
I haven't ruled it out. I haven't. I won't.
Just accepting what dreams we cannot achieve and moving forward in the dreams
What
we
is
can.
What is the alcoholic? What's the prayer? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
The knowledge to know the difference.
No,
and
the
courage.
The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Amen.
Amen.
On that note,
What's your
bye.
Is that it?
What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Our PSA?
Yeah.
I gave a PSA. You've got to listen to yourself. You got to speak it out loud.
Okay.
You've got to listen to your gut. You've got to get rid of the excuses.
Yes.
And when all else fails, just have a good giggle about it and wait for the universe to tell you what's up.
I love
or
it.
God. I think it's God. High five. Okay, we love you guys. I think you messed up my microphone by doing that.
Is it bad? Oh no.
I'll leave you with this. Let it go.
Oh, if
Let
you
it go.
think, when do we get that video?
We're done. We'll talk about it later. Okay. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, bye.
Love you guys. You guys, do us a huge favor, please. Will you like this podcast, share it, or subscribe? Because that helps, right, Bex?
It will help us a ton.
It will. And I don't know if we've helped you, but if you don't mind helping us, that'd be great.
Fair's fair.
Love you.